In the heart of modern Nigeria, in the busy city of Abuja, lived a man whose wealth was spoken about like legend. His name was Chief Obinna, a man whose signature alone could change the fate of a company he owned: hotels, transport lines, farmlands, and tech firms. But behind the tinted windows, behind the power and the money, Chief Obinna had one weakness. He was desperately lonely. For many years, he searched for a companion who would love him, not his money, but wealth is a double-edged sword. It attracts respect, and it attracts predators. One evening, during a high-profile charity gala in Lagos, Chief Obinna met her, a woman whose beauty seemed carved from moonlight itself. Her name was Amarachi. She walked into the hall wearing a simple blue gown, not the flashy kind that begged for attention, but the gentle kind that whispered. Class, she wasn't loud. She wasn't showing off. She simply smiled. And the room changed. Obinna felt something he hadn't felt in years. Peace. Her voice was soft, her laugh like wind chimes. While others asked him about business, politics, money, and favors, Amarachi asked him one question. When was the last time you did something kind for yourself, Chief? That single question entered Obinna's heart like a key unlocking a hidden door. For the next few months, they talked every day. Breakfast calls, midday messages, late-night conversations. Amarachi listened to him, something very few people ever did. She told him she was a small business owner, a simple tailor struggling to raise her little sister. Life had not been kind to her, she said. But she believed in hard work. She believed in God. She believed in second chances. Slowly, gently, Chief Obinna fell in love. But what he didn't know was this. Amarachi was not who she claimed to be. She was the smoothest scam artist in the city, trained, calculated, and heartless. She had studied Obinna for months, his habits, his weaknesses, his loneliness, his hunger for love. She knew exactly when to cry, exactly when to smile, exactly when to say, "I don't want your money." The very sentence that made him trust her more than anyone else. One rainy evening, she came to his mansion, soaked and shivering, her makeup washed away, her eyes swollen as if from tears. "Chief, my little sister is in the hospital," she whispered. "They want to transfer her to ICU. They need 5 million naira. I don't have it." Obinna didn't think twice. He transferred 10 million. She refused at first, pretending to be ashamed. But she took it. And that was only the beginning. For the next 6 months, Obinna spent nearly 180 million naira on her. Fake hospital bills, fake rent issues, fake business problems, fake emergencies. But Obinna didn't mind. In his heart, he was helping the woman he hoped to make his wife. Then came the day he introduced her to his mother, a calm Sunday afternoon. Birds singing, fresh palm wine in the air. The moment Amarachi stepped into the compound, Mama Obinna's eyes tightened. Who is this girl? What family does she come from? Why does she hide her left wrist when she walks? Why does she avoid eye contact? Old women see what young men refuse to see. Mama Obinna kept silent, but her spirit was troubled. That night, she called her son aside and said, "Obinna, love is sweet, but open your eyes." However, Amarachi had already planned her final move. She told him she wanted to start her own fashion company. She said she didn't want to depend on him forever. She said she wanted to build something she could be proud of. Her voice cracked with emotion as she said, "Chief, help me build a future where I can stand beside you, not behind you." Those words melted whatever was left of Obinna's cushion. He wired her 250 million naira. the biggest transfer of his life. They hugged. She cried. He felt blessed. But that night, she disappeared. Her number switched off, her apartment empty, her bank account wiped clean, her social media gone, her friends unreachable. Amarachi vanished like smoke in Hamatan. For days, Obinna couldn't sleep. He felt cheated, broken, less of a man, foolish. The scandal spread like wildfire. How can a billionaire be so stupid? How can a whole chief be scammed by a girl? Money but no brain. Obinna locked himself in his home for weeks, drowning in shame. But fate is a storyteller, and sometimes the story bends in unexpected ways. 3 months later, in a small restaurant in Enugu, a young man was caught trying to pay with a fake transfer receipt. When the police searched his bag, they found IDs, passports, wigs, SIM cards, and a tablet containing videos and photos of a woman they had been hunting for years. A woman who had scammed more than 20 men across Nigeria. A woman whose real name was not Amarachi, but Oluchi Dyke, the queen of deception. Her face was still on the screen when the officers asked her accomplice, "Where is she now?" The young man looked up and whispered, "She regrets everything she has done. She left the group. She went to Lagos to start a new life." 2 weeks later, police found her, not in a mansion, not in a hideout, but in a small church in Surulere, sweeping the compound barefoot. She had nothing left. She had run from her gang. She lived on water and bread for weeks. When authorities asked why she turned herself in, she cried and said, "I broke the heart of the only good man who ever trusted me. I want to face my punishment." The news reached Chief Obinna for a long time. He remained silent. Then he said only one sentence, "Bring her to me." When Oluchi was brought into his mansion, she couldn't lift her head. She expected insults or jail or revenge. But Chief Obinna looked at her and said, "Return what you can, serve your time, and after that, build a life that honors the second chance you were given." She wept like a child. To everyone's shock, Obinna did not press for maximum punishment. He simply wanted closure, not destruction. And that became the teaching of this folk tale. A foolish heart may be scammed, but a kind heart cannot be defeated. Money lost can be earned again, but a soul that finds redemption becomes priceless. And sometimes, the one who breaks you today becomes the reason you rise wiser tomorrow. To this day, elders in Nigeria tell the story of Chief Obinna and the beauty who stole a kingdom, not because of the scam, but because of the mercy that ended the tale.